in the past, it would be very nervous energy you would feel around your divine masculines, but I feel like now there is a sense of calm that many of you feel, and that's that empowerment, okay? It's that control over your emotions that I feel like many of them are just kind of caught off guard with, okay? Hey, what's up guys? Twintuitive 717 hanging with the bossy beeves, and the message that I am getting for today is I can't be your friend, okay? So somebody thought that they could be friends with you, but they can't, and I do feel strongly that this is the divine masculine. I feel like the tables have turned between you two a little bit, divine feminine, because the energy that I am picking up on is a divine feminine who's very empowered in their energy, okay? You're not easily distracted, and you may be extremely independent, and I feel like you're putting in a lot of effort and work into your spiritual growth. So many of your divine masculines may feel a little bit intimidated by that energy. It's like they don't know how to act around you. Okay, that's the main energy that I'm picking up on. They don't know how to act around you. So I feel like coming in close to you is making them feel way too vulnerable right now. And I think that many of you can feel that energy as well, because in the past, it would be very nervous energy you would feel around your divine masculines. But I feel like now there is a sense of calm that many of you feel, and that's that empowerment, okay? It's that control over your emotions that I feel like many of them are just kind of caught off guard with, okay? So I'm going to dive in, and I'm going to just intuitively read this. I'm not going to dive into any tarot. I'm just going to read the card itself on the divine feminine's energy, okay? So I did clear this deck earlier, and I'm just going to cut it in half as best as I can, and we'll take what's in the middle there, okay? So we do have the image of her just uninterested at this time, and I feel like it is just that energy again that I might be picking up on, where they don't know how to romance you. They don't know what kind of moves to make. It just feels again like you're completely in your own power, and they feel like it's taking maybe a lot to impress you. They could feel maybe other suitors that could have your attention. They may be interested to know that. They could ask about whether or not you have anybody else in your life, or even if they haven't asked about it, I feel like they're probably thinking about it, and it's driving them insane that they may not even go there and ask you that question outright, but they feel a shift in your energy. It's not as just maybe attached. Like I feel like maybe that's where a lot of you have done that spiritual or inner growth, divine feminines. So your expectations of yourself are different, and so I feel like your expectations of others are different as well. I feel like many of you have gone through some kind of transformation in the types of masculine energy that you're attracted to, or you may feel just more grounded in what it is you feel is attractive. And when you start healing trauma responses within you, so sometimes we might be attracted to relationships that give off unrequited love, for example, right? Like if you're trying to give love to somebody that can't give you that love back, but you don't know how to stop maybe loving them, or you don't know how to stop trying to be in a relationship with them, rather you begin to recognize the signs of unrequited love, and so you choose a different path for yourself. You choose to go in a different direction, because many of you are realizing like you're not afraid to be alone. Your solitude is your peace. And so a lot of your divine masculines are feeling this great shift within you. And I also feel this feminine collective feeling like, okay, what's next? And this is also a vibration that I feel is helping you to stay grounded in the connection with your divine masculine. It's almost like they're waking up to a new version of you, or they're experiencing a new version of you, and they're really trying to play it cool. They're trying to play it like, I got this, but their old tactics may not be working in terms of how to sustain your attention or your affections, because just like her demeanor and her body language in the card as well, I feel him just kind of going off about all of these great things and all of these promises. And I feel like many of the divine feminines in this particular collective here is saying, I can make myself those promises. I feel like everything this person wants to give to you you may feel like you can give it to yourself. You may not want anything from them as well. So that is also healing certain behaviors within them. And that's why I was picking up on tactics, because I feel like with a lot of these divine masculines, they are also growing in these connections with you. Even shifting, I think I made a video the other day about like the ghosting, right? Like coming in and out and ghosting and realizing like, oh yeah, like I'll just talk to you and then disappear the next day. Or like, this whole social media thing, like the blocking. Like if social media didn't exist, then I feel like it's just kind of more of like somebody kind of, keeping their distance or just kind of backing away and never talking to you again type of thing. But what I feel has really shifted and healed within this divine masculine, it's like they might prefer to learn how to communicate than just let this go. Because I feel like the what's happened here is like you're no longer enticed to chase, and that's what it is. That's what I feel is healing within this divine feminine collective. Like old patterns that your masculine would probably take part in would trigger certain parts of maybe your ego, your pride. But because you've balanced those areas, many of you have done a lot of releasing. And what I mean by releasing is like when you do get triggered, okay, especially within your connection with your divine masculine, rather than try to be passive or run or block them or pretend that the connection doesn't exist, I feel like you release that by acknowledging it. And many of you have become masters at acknowledging your emotions. You become masters at allowing your emotions, processing them, watching them as they happen, giving yourself permission to feel scared, to feel hurt, to feel let down by someone, to feel disappointed, to feel abandoned by someone, to get rejected by someone, to feel betrayed by someone. Okay, I feel like many of you aren't fighting it, which is what is bringing you a ton of healing. And that's why when you try to connect with your masculine now, there's not all of this nervous energy, because they no longer have control over your ego or the way that you emotionally react. So a lot of them could be coming in, connecting with you, even though it's what they deeply, deeply wanted. All of the signs and synchronicities were there. And then when they acknowledge your energy, they see the kind of vibration that you're in now, they run. They're getting ready to run in the next direction, because it's like, oh damn, I really wanted this and now I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it. Okay, so many of you are going through, again, these cycles of reconciliation. Lots of reconciliation happening, but at the same time, just beautiful realizations coming through from the masculines as well. They're really trying their best not to be or get into an immature energy. So even they themselves are trying very hard not to react to the way that you may be triggering them now in this kind of newfound energy. Let's pull another card on it, Divine Feminine. Let's get more on it. Yeah, there you go. You're giving off just feeling fulfilled. Like, that's why I was saying, like, you can make your own wishes come true. Like, look at you sitting down, just fertile, abundant with all of the fruit there. Very sensual as well. Like the types of fruit that's in the basket here. It looks like, red fruits, dark red fruits as well. You're passionate about yourself. You chose yourself, and I feel like your masculine is the one who pushed you there. Okay, him kind of walking away in this sense represents a bit of like a silent humbling of acknowledging that they can't use the same tactics anymore. Going back to the drawing board is what I'm getting, because now that they're approaching you, I feel like they've had an encounter with you. Maybe your energy this time around was very in control, very sure of what it is you want. And they're very turned on by this as well, Divine Feminine. Like you being in an energy of them not being able to use sex against you, for example. It's like, wait a second, I call the shots there, how about this time around I call you? So many of you are in control. You're not afraid of intimacy like the way that you were before. I feel like many of you in the past, you would have your divine masculines come in, exchange intimacy, and they would maybe use distance as a way of making you long for that intimacy. But many of you, you're finding intimacy within yourself. You're finding intimacy just with intimate moments with the world around you. You're expanding and you're growing your mind as to what it means to be loved and to feel loved. Love doesn't only exist between two people. I feel like many of you are just falling in love with life. You're falling in love with yourself. You're letting your vibration expand. And that is creating a lot of detachments in some of these twin flame connections that have had many of you feeling very stuck, very trapped, very stagnant. But you're getting the clarity. In fact, I shared a reading earlier on before this one that talked about a lot of you exiting a certain stagnant situation because you're ready to go on this adventure to making your own shit happen, right? Like many of you are done with the triggers. You're done with the karmic games. You're done with the in and outs. You're done with the whole ghosting. Like a lot of you are just like, you know, like what's next? Like you're not able to trigger me in the same ways that you were before. Like this is getting boring. This is getting boring now. So many of you are going on that fool journey where you're taking risks that a lot of your divine masculines never thought that you would, right? That projection at times too, that possessiveness over you, divine feminine. Many of them wish that you would just end up alone until they're ready, right? But the universe is shifting things for you. The universe is opening up your eyes in terms of where it is you may be giving your energy, where you may be beating a dead horse. I think I said that in the other reading as well. So horses might be something that's really significant for many of you, especially stallions. Many of you could have dreams of horses. Many of you could just be attracted to the spirit, the energy, the freedom that represents. It's because you no longer want to be held down by anything, like including this whole twin flame journey. You know, many of you are ready to be grounded. You're no longer feeling like you want to be triggered. You know, him and the karmic can go off to Timbuktu. She and the karmic can go off to Timbuktu. Whatever the case is in your own situation. You know, nothing is getting to you anymore. You're owning your own world. You're owning your own experience. Okay, so it's making many of you feel empowered to the point where, yeah, you can walk away from dishonest associations anytime you want to. You're no longer holding on this wish fulfillment fantasy type of thing. It's like you want to make stuff happen for yourself. You're going to make things happen for yourself, right? Like many of you might be saying to yourselves, like, pause on this journey. What is it about this divine masculine that makes me feel like I need to hold on, or I need to chase, or I need to whatever? And then many of you start breaking things down. You know, what is it about their energy? What is it about them? I think there's a song like, is there another you somewhere? I'll do 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 do. That's a song synchronicity for this energy. Okay, many of you are realizing like this magician energy. It's like, what is it about my divine masculine? Like, let me create this magic. Let me find this magic elsewhere. Surely there must be more of this magic out there. Like, I need to be able to experience it in order to not feel trapped by it. And so I feel like a lot of you have taken control in a sense, okay? Putting everything on the table, okay? Asking for what it is you desire, asking for what it is you want, and going after it, and finding that it's coming to you because you're going after it. And that's why action is very important. Many of you may be pulling yourselves out of some kind of emotional slump that you're in and realizing that, wait a second, like I need my power back. And within finding that power, you're becoming more clear on your desires. And I feel like there's a sense of gratitude as well for the Divine Masculine Collective because of all of the shifts that many of you have been going through, you have been experiencing. Many of you are realizing as well, Divine Feminines, that you can call in your Divine Masculine's energy whenever you'd like. It doesn't matter if they're healed or if they're not healed or if they're on the path, if they're not on the path. You guys can call their energy in anytime you want to. That's why they're walking away feeling all triggered here, because I feel like you're kind of making a mockery of it in this card, to be quite honest with you. Not in a very bad way, I'm sensing, but just in a really playful way, that you've attained this level of freedom. Many of you are just feeling free within your own feminine energy because you're starting to realize how potent and how powerful it is. So many of you are just like, oh my goodness, I cannot waste time in this chaser energy or feeling bogged down by anything. Like, I need to create. I need to create for myself. I see that I have a connection to the divine, and I need to start utilizing that in ways that you know, brings more magic into my life. Okay, so a lot of you are letting go of these twin flame cycles, your divine masculine, your divine feminine, whatever the case is. Many of you are letting go for the sake of feeling that you don't need to hold on. Everything will be revealed in its time. You know, I feel like for a lot of you, this is like union energy as well on a spiritual level, because now many of you are in that place of acceptance that it's like union's already here. Like there is no searching for union or working towards union. It's like it's here. It was here all along. Okay, so yeah, that's what I have for you guys for this one. Check out my HYPSEE profile. Check out the membership section. I've got tons more content for you guys to dig into just to help you understand and clarify things on this wild and crazy twin flame journey. Okay, I love you guys. Take it easy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye guys.